whenever they get here. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good? Thumbs up, good. You don't want to talk? That's fine. Give me at least a thumbs up. Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. So let me just explain what the deal is. The dealio is Allie and I are actually in Tampa, Florida. We flew down Sunday. We flew down Sunday. I am not a good flyer. I am the world's worst. Okay. I mean, I'm like a cat on a hot tin roof when those wheels come off the ground. Allie's just over there, just chilling, just saying, babe, everything is fine. Look at me. You're with me. I'm like, okay, Superwoman. All right. When the wing breaks, I'm going to let you get me down. I don't fly very well. I really don't. So, she came down here. She found a doctor that she liked, and she had a small procedure. I don't know if I think she's told some of you, nothing bad. Okay. Just, huh? Okay. She's in the bed, but she's telling me what to say. She had, a breast surgery done, to fix a situation that she had, from a previous surgery. So, pardon? From breast implants. Yes. She's telling me what to say. Okay. So I'm listening. I'm saying. I'm listening. I'm saying. I did, babe. I told him. All right. You can go back to sleep. Okay. So needless to say, it was pretty rough. And she was under for about 4 hours, and it was a lot rougher than what she was expecting. But hopefully everything is good. Everything is fixed, and she's just not feeling very well. She's really been in pain most of the day since I got her home. So here I am. And this is what we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about 2 or 3 things, okay? One is, we're going to talk about reasons why we fail. I know all of you want to hear that. Why do we fail? Some of you have never tried weight loss or anything ever before. So this is your very first experience. I hope it's a good one. I really do. But for some of you, it's not your first go around. For some of you, it's not your 5th or your 10th. We've had clients come on board that have told us that they have tried over 20 in the last 12 months. And they've all resulted with the same result, and that was not good. So what happens when we try something like this and we fail? We look at ourselves and we start thinking, I am the problem. I am the failure. This is something that I cannot do. I've tried it and I've tried it and I've tried it. And everything that I've tried, it doesn't work. Now, granted, I'm sure the majority of the programs that you have tried have made you feel like that you were out on an island all by yourself. You didn't know who to talk to, and you didn't have a phone number, and you called an 800 number and they put you on hold, or they never did even call you back, or you never did even get to talk with anybody. And that just about sums it up. And that was the end of the program for you. I'm going to move on to the next one. What I want you to realize is that 9 out of 10 times probably wasn't your fault. It wasn't a good fit. You had no backing. You had no support. You had no accountability. You were just throwing something together, and it was your responsibility to figure it all out. And that's how most of the things are out there. And by the way, you know what? This is, I'm just going to go ahead and say it because, and I'm going to talk about this with my guys in about 30 minutes, but there is something that I'm just furious about. And every time I see it come across my feed on Facebook, it infuriates me. And I don't know if some of you have seen it or not. I'm sure some of your guys have. I'm sure some of your husbands or your friends or your boyfriends have seen it, if they have anything to do with fitness. And I'm not gonna say any names, but there's one particular guy that is on Facebook and he's running ads. And he was an ex NFL player. And so he started this thing, okay? Not really sure what it is, but he runs these Facebook ads, and the first thing out of his mouth is this: if you make $150,000, this program may be for you. That's his first statement. If you don't make $150,000, this is probably a waste of time and you need to just keep on scrolling. Yeah. If you don't make $150,000, you probably can't afford this program. You know, 3 years ago, I was a butcher making $16 an hour. Allie and I together was probably making about $26 an hour. And we did it. What is $16 an hour? That's not even 30 grand, is it? I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember, but I know it wasn't a lot. But we were able to do it on what we made. Both of us. And we succeeded. And we've maintained it. Now, granted, our lives have turned around. Wasn't that we weren't happy then, we were happy then. But we went out on a limb and we started this business. I guess it's been a little over 3 years, between 3 and 4 years. We stopped for COVID for a while, 6 months or so, because we felt like we probably needed to because the gyms were closing down. But when somebody is just trying to make money, and that's all this guy's doing, instead of helping people, it just pisses me off. And so what I've done is when I see his ad, you know what I want to do? I want to take a picture. I want to get the very best picture I've ever made and send it to him and tell him, I did this when I was making $16 an hour. And shame on you. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. Okay. I'm off my soapbox. I'm sorry. Because I just saw him on there about 30 minutes ago, and I'm still just really pissed off about it. Every time I see him, and he'll only show himself from here up. Here up. That's it. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe, I don't know. It just makes me mad. And I know this didn't have anything to do with y'all. I apologize, but I just had to let that. I just had to let it go, man. Yeah, Allie called him a crook. Yeah, yeah. I look at some of the comments that are made, and they're just oh my gosh, they are just all over him. But you know what? I'm sure he's getting some clients. I'm sure he is. But I don't know. That's just, I don't know. It's just wrong. Something about it is wrong. I think what I saw is you have to invest about $5,000 to get on this program. Okay. All right. No, that's enough. Okay. So here we go. Are you ready? Is everybody ready? I'm saying, shut up, Wade. Tell me what you have to say. All right, this is it. I didn't hear you, babe. Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah. She was telling me where I was. So you've tried these programs and they haven't been successful. Maybe they just weren't set up for you individually, because it has to be, because everybody's different. None of you ladies are the same. None of you ladies came on here on day one identical to somebody else. So your numbers are different. Your workouts are different. Your protein is different. Your carbs are different. Fats are different. Percentages are different. And that's the way it has to be. Specifically built for you. But I want to go back to why we fail sometimes. 3 things that will cause you to fail. Okay, I want you to listen really close. There are 3 things that are the top 3 things that will cause you to fail. And here's the number 1. Are you ready? I'm not going to start to number 3. I'm just going to go from the top and I'll work my way down. Here we go. Sacrificing long-term goals. You know what I'm saying? Sacrificing long-term goals for short-term temptations. We do it all the time. When you start sacrificing what you want, maybe a little bit in the distance, for those short-term temptations, it will cause you to fail. I know you've all heard the saying, keep your eye on the ball. Keep your eye on the goal. Keep your eye on the finish line. When you start straying away from the finish line is when you start messing up. And then it starts to snowball. One little Reese cup's not going to make a difference. But you start eating 4-pack family packs every day, you got a problem. That's why I can't have them in the house. So you got to keep your eye on the finish line. These short-term temptations, are they worth you not making it where you want to get to? Because some of you have been trying to get there for a long time. And some of you have gotten there before, and now you find your way back away from it again. It's that vicious cycle of down and up, down and up. That's how the weight goes. You get it down, then it starts creeping back up because you take your eye off the finish line. Let me explain something to you. I had a guy ask me not long ago, and it's not the first time. The question was, how long did it take you to get where you are? And it's always the same answer for me. It took me from the day I started till today. Because it is ongoing. Your health has to be an ongoing priority. Because it'll get away from you. It'll slip away from you really, really quick. When you don't make it a priority anymore, you think, I've made it. I've lost this 30 pounds. Thank the Lord I've lost the 30 pounds. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And then 6 months down the road, you've gained half of it back. And then within a year, you're back where you started. Because you take your eye off the ball. It's a consistent thing. It's not that it's listen, you ladies, you're not eating carrots and celery sticks. You're not. You're eating a lot of food. You're probably eating more food now than what you have before, to be perfectly honest, because you've tried this was your mindset. Well, if I just stop eating, I'm going to lose weight. Well, several things are wrong with that. Number one is if you stop eating long enough, you're really, really going to get sick. Okay. Number two, when you do one of these stop eating, I'm going to lose the weight, you're not losing fat, you're losing muscle fiber. And once you lose it, it's hard and it takes a long time to build the muscle back. And that's why you have to keep the protein up. It's very important. Protein and calories, girls. Protein and calories, those are your two main focus points, okay? The carbs and the fats, not as concerned about. The calories and the protein, while you're in a calorie deficit, that's the important two. Now, when you hit that goal, whatever that goal is, and I know that some of you in your client questionnaire, you put down a goal weight, okay? It's a fictional number. You know what your goal is? Your goal is when you look in the mirror and you say, damn, I look good. That's your goal. It doesn't matter about what the number is on the scale. When you look at yourself and you're happy with what you see, then you've made it. And then we help you maintain it. That's the process. You get there and then we maintain. So you don't ever have to worry about doing this again. That's what our goal is. That's what Allie's goal is every day, is to get you ladies to where you can graduate, so to speak, to where you don't need her anymore. We're trying to work ourselves out of a job. To be perfectly honest, that's our goal. If we can work ourselves out of a job, then we know that we have succeeded and you're happy. And that's what it's all about. But you can't take your eye off the ball. When those short-term temptations start creeping in, that's when you got to buckle down. Okay. All right. Number two, trigger foods. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about trigger foods because some of you are still bringing them in the damn house. Why are you still bringing trigger foods in the house when you know that you cannot stay away from them? I can't bring Reese cups in the house. If I do, I'm going to eat them. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I'm not even going to try to not. You bring a 4-pack family pack. If you bring me a Reese cup, by God, you better bring me the family pack because 2 of them is just going to piss me off. Because I will eat all 4 in about 3 minutes. Allie, she can't get around Lay's potato chips. They are not in our house. It's a trigger food for her. She will sit down and watch a movie and eat a whole family bag. That's a big tip. Stay away from the trigger foods, guys. Now, I know some of you have kids, some of you have husbands, boyfriends, whatever it is. And maybe there's a conflict there sometime, okay? Well, my kids really like these. Well, my husband's bringing stuff in all the time. He's bringing in pizzas and he gets pissed off if I don't eat with him. He's bringing in burgers and fries from McDonald's and he gets mad if I don't sit down and eat with him. Third thing is support. And either you have it or you don't. And if you don't, then maybe it's time for you to sit down and have a conversation and let them know how important this is to you. And you're not going to eat the way they're eating anymore, because your health is important. Your longevity of health is important. You don't want to be sitting at home in a recliner at 65, not being able to get out, not being active. Maybe it's time that you sat down and had a conversation like that and ask for their support, and that you actually deserve their support, because you do. Every one of you. Support can make or break it, because it wears on you, and you eventually get to the point to where you say, you know, I can't do that, you know, to heck with it, you know. I'm not going to do it anymore. You know, hand me that bag of Cheetos. And then you find yourself back where you were in the very beginning. So I've got another one for you. Time management, because I hear this a lot. And here's how it goes. There'll be somebody that reaches out to Allie and they really want to come on the program with her. They need it. They need to lose the weight. They've been struggling with it for years. But they say, you know, I would love to do it, but I don't have the time. Okay. Well, you don't have the time. Okay. Well, you found time to go through the drive-throughs. It's obvious that you found time to go to KFC. If you had taken some of that time and gone home and spent 30 minutes meal prepping. Look, listen, meal prepping is not that hard to do. It's not. If you make good choices, there's nothing wrong with you guys going out to eat. Allie and I, we go out and eat, but we make good choices. We were out to eat 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we were at one of our favorite restaurants there in where we live. And there was a family of 4 came in, husband, wife, 2 kids. Okay. They were all extremely overweight. Kids were overweight. Parents were overweight. And Allie said, I just want to see what they order. So the first thing that came out was 2 big baskets of fried appetizers. The kids had one, the parents had the other, and they ate every bit of it. And then every plate that came to their table was just fried food. Everything was fried. And that's just the way that they live. The kids don't know any difference. So they're learning from the parents the bad eating habits. And those parents probably learned from their parents. So bad eating habits can really be generational. Okay. So you have to break it. Okay. You have to break that line. I guarantee you that every one of you that have been on here for any period of time have actually started feeling better health-wise. You know what? Maybe the scale's not moving as fast as you want it to. But I guarantee you that you're probably starting to feel a little better. Now, for those of you who have just come on, just give it a couple of weeks, okay? But I don't want you ladies getting down about the scale weight. I should have added that. And I've got 5 minutes and I'm going to talk about it. Scale weight. Scale weight will cause you to quit, man. It will. For those of you who are jumping on that scale every single day and living your life depending on what that scale says, it will change your whole attitude for the day. And then possibly change your whole household attitude for the day. Because you stepped on the scale and you didn't like what it said. That doesn't mean that your body's not changing. That's something that I want you to understand. Your body can still be changing even when that number stays the same or barely drops. That's why we have you take measurements. Okay? We had a Zoom call one night several months ago of a client that she was real quiet. She's usually pretty talkative, but she was real quiet. And Allie asked her what's going on. And she said that the scale wasn't moving the way she thought it should. She said, I can tell that my clothes fit a little different, but the scale's not moving the way that I want it to. And she asked her, you know, have you taken your 30-day measurements? And she said, no. And she said, it's probably been about 6 weeks. So Allie had her come off of the call, go and take her measurements and come back. She was gone about 10 minutes. And she came back and she was still real quiet. And I'm thinking, I'm just going to go ahead and ask her. So I asked her, I said, so, all right, so what's the verdict? And she said, I've lost 5 inches around my navel. The scale hadn't moved but 4 or 5 pounds in those 6 weeks. But she had lost 5 inches. You may not think that's a lot, but you take that measuring tape, and if you pull it out like this, 5 inches is about like this. But you put it around your waist, and whatever your waist measures today, you stretch it out 5 more inches and see how much gap there is. You could stick your whole arm between it. That's a lot. So don't let the scale determine your attitude and the way that you feel for the rest of the day. I've had clients take their scale after they weigh for the week, have them put it in the damn attic so they can't get to it, or have somebody else in their family take it and hide it and not tell them where it is until the following weigh-in. Because daily, ladies, more than men, your weight is going to fluctuate a little bit, okay? But over a period of time, it stabilizes. So if you're weighing every day, and if that scale weight is going to determine how your day goes, then it's not worth weighing. You didn't get where you are today overnight. And you're not going to get where you want to be overnight. It is a process. And if you follow the process, you will succeed. Let me tell you, the only way you're going to fail is if you quit. That's the only way you can fail, ladies, is if you quit. So don't quit. Don't quit on yourself. You're worth more than that. You have to be a priority in your life. You have to be a priority in your life. Your health has to be a priority in your life because you only get one. You can buy a new car. You can buy a new house. You can buy a new boat. You can buy a new 4Runner, whatever it is. You can't buy a new body. You only get one. So how do you treat it? You need to be treating it like it's the greatest asset that you've ever had, because it is. It's the greatest asset that you're ever going to have. But you only get one. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. Guys, I hope that Allie is back to life tomorrow. I'm sure she will be. She doesn't like missing things like this. She doesn't like not being able to take her calls during the day. It really, really bothers her, because she doesn't want any of you ladies thinking that she doesn't care. Because she does. She pours her heart and soul into this. And she will get you where you need to be, but you got to lean on her a little bit. Okay. You're paying her. You got to lean on her a little bit. When you have questions, she expects you to reach out. Okay. For all of you that are on Trainerize, need to be using that messenger on there. Okay. We all good? Everybody good? Okay. All right. Ladies, I hope you have a great rest of the evening. The guys are already texting. I'm talking to them about a topic that they are anxious to get to. Carmen already, she already knows what it's about. All right.
Yes, I do. I'm anxious too.
Okay.
The flip side.
Okay. All right, ladies. I'll talk to you later, okay?